When I do movie reviews, I'm never afraid to admit that I have bias. I always will. I'm a human being, and that's going to play a role. That is none more true than in reviewing the movie Blue Like Jazz. I am invested in this movie, both figuratively and literally. I am a supporter of the movie. Gave some money to make sure the movie happened. So I'm biased about this one as I talk about this one. Not only that, but I have actual close friends who are in the movie, and I love a lot of the people involved in the movie. And I think the book by Donald Miller is one of those books that kind of changed the way people think about Christians and Christianity. So I kind of come into this one going, well, if it doesn't get a glowing review, there must be something very, very wrong. And the good news is, it does get a glowing review. Got the chance to see Blue Like Jazz finally after so many years in production, and very impressed with what has happened with this movie. Director Steve Taylor and author Donald Miller, as well as many others, have come together to put on the screen, I think, the feel and the message of that book, which was about humanity, about being human, and about understanding that life isn't always about the easy answers, but it is about asking the questions. And I feel like the movie, in a very straightforward story kind of form, gives us that message, and I was impressed with it. I will say right off the bat, the acting in this movie is really, really good. I was impressed all the way around. The main character actually was the only one I had some concerns with, Marshall Allman, who's been in shows like True Blood and Prison Break. At first, I thought he was just a little dry and a little wooden with the acting, but I came to realize that it was a character choice, and a very good one, I think, because it allowed him to play a character of kind of sturdiness as the world was swirling around him, and the conflict he felt was internal, and he was able to portray it, and then when it came out externally, it meant all that much more because he was able to play the character that way. So the acting was great, and really everything around it was good too. Now, was it perfect? No, it's not a perfect movie. I think at times it was a little shock value for shock value's sake, because we know the movie is made by Christians, and it is kind of fighting the Christian movie stereotype, the faith-based film, that I think it wanted to prove in some ways that it was going to be a real movie with real humans and real swear words and real topics that aren't necessarily family-friendly. In fact, they aren't. And so I wasn't put off by that, but I felt like it felt a little forced maybe in a couple places. And there were a couple moments in the movie that I got taken out of a little bit. There's an animated kind of road trip scene with a carrot and a rabbit that I understand where it comes from, but it felt a little out of place and a little jarring in the movie as it was. Those are very minor complaints to what I thought was a really, really good movie. So at the end of the day, the movie is much like the human beings it portrays. Certainly flawed, not perfect, but well worth investing in.